Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Merlinda, I see you're in here. Wait, I thought I saw. Yeah, Merlinda. Did you go live today? I was sitting in the chat waiting. And then when I went back to the chat, it said the video was gone. So I thought maybe you decided not to go on live. But let me know. Let me know. Welcome in, everyone. I'm so excited for tonight. I have a project that I've been thinking about. I say I've been working on it. I've been working on it in my head. I haven't put anything to paper. So we're gonna try to design something tonight. We're gonna go with it. We'll see what happens. But welcome here. I'm so glad you guys could be here tonight. All righty, let me start off. First of all, my ring light's pretty bright. I've got glares on my forehead. But let me start off by saying hi. Hey, Rougie, welcome in the bushes, probably working in the bushes. And Robin, welcome. Hey, Jess. Hey, J Mama. And Tanya. Hey, Sharon Davenport. Welcome and thanks for being here. Hey, Roslyn. And Connie. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for being here. Hey, TB. Welcome. Hello, Faye. Welcome, welcome. All righty. Hey, Dems. Dems, I meant to text you and ask you my typical question that I ask you on Thursdays. Let me see if I have anything from you, because one Thursday, I think you texted me before I even got around to it. Let me know. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, Unbiased. Thank you. She said, don't forget to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Hey, Robin S. Hey, Kristen. You love a sewing basket. Yeah, I hope it turns out well. I need something that's functional. And I have two thoughts on how to do this. One was easier than the other one. We're going to go with that easier one for tonight. I might tackle that other one some other time. But I'll tell you along the way when I get to it, the other thought. Hey, Martha. Welcome. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone. Hey, Cindy. Welcome in. Oh, okay, yes. So I talk about my Danny glasses, and what's so funny is my husband this whole time has thought I was saying granny glasses. Well, that's kind of the joke of it. They are granny glasses. But Danny, who's in our community, is the one that sent me the link for them and told me about them. She told me about them I think when I was on live. And then she sent me the link, and I have to use these. I have to use something to thread my multi-needle machine. It's the only one I have to use these for. When I first got them, I didn't love them. Now I can't live without them. And you know how when you have a magnifying glass, I don't know if I have one. I used to have one up here. When you have a magnifying glass, oh, there's one in a package that hasn't been opened. Here's the one I was looking for. This was my mother's magnifying glass. It's kind of old. But when you have a magnifying glass, you kind of have to zoom in and out to get it to focus right. Well, it's the same way with these. So you have this side, and you can fold them in, you can fold them out, and you have to fold that when you're sitting at your machine, because I fold mine in when I put them in my little basket that they don't fit in. You have to adjust this to get them to focus, and it comes with 5 of these. It has a light, if mine is still charged. No, oh yeah, it is. I rarely use the light. I don't need the light, I just need the magnifying, but it does have a light on it. And I did link these in the video description in case you're interested. I think right now they're $16.99, which is less than what I paid for them. But anyway, I love them. You do get 5 different lenses, and they have different powers to them. So if you're interested, check them out. But this is what we're going to make our basket for. Well, let me finish saying hi. Where was I? Cindy, did I say hi? I'm not sure if I did, but if I didn't, hey, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, I think I did, because Kristen's was after that. Hey, Visionary Creations. If you're new here, I do like to say hi at the beginning. And there's a lot of members in here. There's a lot of guests that are here a lot. I just want to be hospitable. So, if you want to go get something to drink and come back when I start something, I'll be, give me 5-10 minutes. All righty. Hey, Mylene. And let's see. Marlise, were you the person? Here, let me grab something. A long time ago, somebody sent me, I think they emailed me, a link to this. And I love this. And now I can't find my email. And I can't find the sheets. Usually I keep my sheets and I put them in a folder. But if anybody in the chat sent me an email to an article or a pattern or something for this, please send it again. I won't lose it this time. I won't. I would say I'll promise, but I can't. I can't promise that. You guys know I lose everything. I turn around, can't find my scissors. Okay. So, hey, Jess. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, you're still at work but listening. I appreciate that. Okay, Merlinda, hey. Let's see. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry, Connie. That is difficult for somebody at that age to heal from. Hey, Alice. Hey, Beverly. Okay. Hi, Boyd Apparel. All right. Let's see. Hey, Marissa. Did Merlinda answer me? Hey, Corgie Town. Hey, Geneva. Hey, Dorica. Welcome. Okay. I don't want to miss the answer to my questions. Hey, Terry. Hey, Brandy. Welcome. Hope you're getting ready, having a productive time getting ready for the school year. I'll bet your kids will start back soon. For anybody that doesn't know, Brandy is in administration at a school. Hey, Sandra. Okay, I'm going to start scrolling. Hey, Tracy. Tracy was on with Gail, and Tracy had some great technical tips for sewing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have not checked my mail today, Jess, but now I want to go. Now I want to go check it. But it's a post office box, so it's not just right outside my house. I will go check it, though. Hey, Sonia. They leave it open most of the time, the part you can come in and get your mail at. All right. Hey, Eve. Welcome. Okay. Hey, Lisa. Welcome. Oh, you got them for your daughter. All right. Hey, SB Designs. Welcome. And whoops, that is not what I meant to click. Hold on. I'm looking for answers. Oh, dance member for 16 months. Love it here. I'm not going on tomorrow. I put up a post, Marilyn. Okay. All righty. Thank you for always mentioning and asking. Oh, I made this with Dimps. Now, I brought it up here today because I've been using this. I made this with Dimps last Friday on her morning live, and it's heavy because it's wet because I've been using it. But it is thick, dense. Look how thick that turned out. The ones I buy are just single rows. This thing is really thick. And Dimps, my new scrubby yarn came today. So, we'll just set it right there. My new scrubby yarn's here. Okay. If I missed Merlinda saying if she... Oh, it wasn't you, Marlise. I wonder who it was. Somebody sent it to me. Hold it up again. Maybe I can reverse Google. Oh, you're so smart. I think I did. I think I already used my Google Lens, and it took me to some stuff. It told me 2 different names that it could be. But you can try it too. Let me get rid of that comment. But yes, I used Google Lens to try to get to the exact link that I was looking for. All right, there you go, Kristen. Hey, Linda Tolbert. If it's a free pattern, you want it too. I actually think I have it digitally because I cut out all the parts and pieces on my laser. But I like to give credit, where credit's due. So, okay, I'm going to scroll. Hey, Diane, welcome, Creative Notions. If I missed you as I'm scrolling, I didn't hear the question. Oh, whether you ended up coming on today, because I was in your chat, and then all of a sudden it said the video was gone. Just gone. You're off to a great start. Awesome. You're welcome, Tracy. It's been really good watching you. Okay, when I used my Google Lens, it said that one and it said another one. It told me 2 different pattern names that it could be. And anyway, I was just hoping something. Hey, Jesse, for everyone out there, if you would keep Jesse and his family in your prayers, your thoughts. His sister-in-law passed away a few days ago, and Jesse's a huge part of the crafting community. And so, Jesse, my thoughts are with you. You like the scrubby? Thank you. Thanks, Dimps. If you guys weren't there, you should watch it. Dimps was like, frog it. I'm like, frog it? I have to do it over because my numbers weren't right. She made me frog it. Thanks, Dee. Okay, Melody Thomas, if I didn't say hi. Hey there, Annie, welcome. Welcome. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Beth, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to come up with what size we need for these glasses. The other thing is, let me look for something over here. Here we go. The other thing is, like when I've made these, well, here's what I'm trying to say. When I've made these, what I want is I want one strap that's going to hang on this hook that I got at Harbor Freight. I've been having to just do this, and that's not good. So I want one strap that kind of comes up, makes a loop, and comes back down, so I can hang it properly. And these don't, your seam isn't at the top, so you can't do it there. So I may have to I'm probably just going to make my basket like this, have the loop, but we need to figure out the dimensions. Now this basket, this has that seam up there before the fold down, but I can't remember how I made this. See, this one is made very differently. You sew it together like that, and then you fold it down over that. So if I could figure out how I did this one, I could put my loop at the top there. I mean, you could still sew a loop on the inside of this, but I don't think that's finished off correctly. So what we're going to do tonight, I put a loop strap on the end. Can't wait to see how you make. You could add a buttonhole. Connie, that's why you're so good at sewing. You would think about all those things. I could. Hey, Stacy, welcome. So glad you're here. Welcome in. So, okay, I see Donzel came in. Hey, Rosalind. Rosalind also, something she told me is hopefully going to help me with this. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to make, have you guys seen my pillow with the chenillet on it? We're going to use chenillet tonight, maybe, if I get that far. Oh, here it is. Hold on, let me grab it. I didn't love how my chenille turned out on this pillow. But then Rosalind told me, and I think DB told me they make special brushes for it. And then Rosalind told me you need a wire brush. So I went to Harbor Freight, and because I'm a Harbor Freight member, I got this for 69 cents. I think it's regularly 99. Now they have different types of brushes. This is brass, so it's softer than what some of the other wire brushes are. So tonight, if we get to it, we're going to try this. So my plan, here's what it looks like. It's cute. It's just, I didn't love how the chenille turned out. Okay. So my plan is to structurally make it like this, if it needs to be wider. That's probably about a good height. Let me see. I want, well, that's not so bad. That's not so bad, just like that. I think I'd still like it to be wider than it is. I don't want it to be quite square. See how the bottom of that square? I want it to be longer because I prefer to put the glasses down in it like that. So it needs to be, wider. And then we'll leave it. How tall do I want it? It doesn't need to be this tall. That's too tall. A little bit too tall. Then we'll leave it like this. And then I'll put my little loop inside there before I sew that shut. And then at the top, to get a little decoration, we'll put chenille around it. Maybe. I may not get that far. Add a grommet. Hey, I got a grommet maker thingy at Harbor Freight also. That, what's his name? Jason J. Christopher Gear that I talk about on here because I love watching his sewing tutorials because he's so detailed and just friendly. He got a grommet set at Harbor Freight, so I had to get a grommet set at Harbor Freight. Okay, what did he say? Sweet Pea has a project that has a small loop on it. It's to catch the thread you cut from your projects. Oh yeah, I use a basket over there as my thread trash can, but it's just sitting on top. Yeah, I have one there, and I have one over here too. Seam along the side. What if you sewed the loop in the seam along the side? Well, that's true. Yeah. Wait, not that one. Here's my issue with that, because I'm a little weird. I'm a little OCD. If I sew it in the seam on the side, it's going to hang like this. And that seam's going to be on the front. And I want the seams on the side. I told you I'm weird. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's figure out what size we want. Hey, Kelly, welcome. What size do we want? So I have some paper here, and I was just going to cut down some paper, not with my fabric scissors. What are you thinking? You're going to cut it with these scissors. So if I made it, that this is going to be real scientific here. That's just how I roll. I just like kind of making up stuff and figuring things out. Oh, speaking of making up stuff and figuring things out, I made my first quilt block for my Valentine's Day project that I kind of talked about a little bit when Patrice was on here with me. Was that a week ago? Or was I on with her? I made my first quilt block for it. I'll show it to you in a few minutes. You could use the quilt block for the quilt project. You could use the quilt block for a mug rug. Hey, Gail. Okay. So I'm going to just take this, or hold it, and let's see. Is this big enough? No, that's not quite big enough. Let's make it bigger. Would this be big enough? Oh, that looks about perfect. Okay. So, oh, and here's the fabric I'm going to use. It's a batik. Isn't that beautiful? It has a thread on it. It's a batik, and it's gorgeous. I love it. And my thread color is over on my machine. It's kind of a teal. It's not the perfect color to match this, but it's going to be perfect enough. Okay, so let's get a measuring tape. So I want the distance around of the finished product or finished project. Come back to that seam. I want the finish design to be 18 inches around. Okay, I gotta start taking notes. 18 inches around. I'm just gonna write on here. 18 inches. So half of that would be 9. So I'm gonna cut 2. Do I need to cut 2 pieces? Or can I get away with 1? And loop it all the way around. Oh, I don't know how to do that. We're gonna do 2 pieces. Now, so 2 9-inch pieces. However, on each end of those, I'm going to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So on each of those 9-inch pieces, I need to cut at 9.5. So we're going to cut 2 of those. And then for the bottom, I'm going to be boxing my corners. I'm going to be boxing my corners. So let me think about how would I get it not square. Box my corners and get it not square. Anybody have an idea? I've only done square ones. It may be square at the bottom. It may be square at the bottom. It'll be okay. I can pull it out like that, right? It's going to be fine. But if you know how to make it where on the bottom it be narrower this way than this way, let me know. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to cutting. Now I'm going to have a liner as well as an outside. And because my liner's not going to fold over and be all cute like that, I might just use this for the inside and the outside. I'm not sure where I got this. I might have gotten it at Sharon, what's the name of that store in Batesville? I might have gotten it in Batesville, Arkansas, at a huge fabric place. Oh, thank you, Kristen. That would be awesome. Hey, Pretty Eyes Covington. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut this at 9.5. Oh, I have to figure out how tall I want it. Okay. So I ended up feeling like this was just a little bit too tall if my glasses fit in down like that. I don't need it nearly that tall. I want it about 1 inch less than that. And here's the deal. All of that goes into the bottom where it's boxed. Oh my goodness. This is getting complicated real quickly. Let me think about this. Maybe I could do a separate bottom and just sew the bottom on instead of doing box corners. I'll cut out a rectangular bottom. That's what I'll do. Okay. Mylene, I'm not sure how it'll turn out. Not sure how it'll turn out. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We are going to cut a separate bottom that we sew onto it. Okay, so I want it to be 3.5 inches tall, and so 3.5 tall. Hey, Evelyn. But I'm going to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance at the bottom and a 1/4 inch seam allowance at the top. So I need another. So we're going to cut our fabric to 4 inches tall. So 9.5 by 4. And then we'll have to cut a separate bottom. Hey, Erica, thank you. Marshall Dry Goods, thank you. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Unless I see Kristen say, stop, there's a different way. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Right? Is that what I want to do? Kristen, save me if I'm doing the wrong thing. Hey, while I wait on Kristen, let me show you my quilt blocks. So I'm doing a couple of quilt blocks per month for our Valentine's Day project. And so channel members, okay, Kristen, channel members, you're going to get the designs. And I'm doing them in at least 4x4 and 6x6. I also did one in 5x5, but let me show you what they look like. Now, I think they're pretty cute. I learned so much from this. Oh my goodness. I learned how much I didn't know. And then I studied, and I talked. And I watched a video by Legacy Software, even though I don't use Legacy Software. But some of the concepts are the same. And I've grown so much over the last even 2 weeks. Hey, Danny. All right, that's the Danny I was talking about earlier, that instead of calling him granny glasses, I call him Danny glasses. Okay, so here's one. That is a 6x6 block. Let me see. This, let me show you another 6x6. I've just been practicing on these. I don't love the colors of this one, but you know, it is what it is. That's a 6x6 inch. You can see a little more of the detail of it. Now, I didn't put fabric in all these because I was really just testing the stitch out, doing stitch out. Smaller square cut will make it taller and narrower. I know, but it's still going to be square unless my box corners aren't square. But if I make smaller corners that I cut out, it'll still be square. So I think I'm going to think about this. Okay, there's a little bitty 4x4. And here's another. I have a video where I did this that's going to be coming out hopefully real soon. That's another 4x4 example. And then here's a 5x5 example. Again, terrible colors. With the thread, I literally just wanted to make sure they stitched out smoothly, correctly, and in the end, the way I finally got them designed, they stitch out real smooth. So like when you're designing things, you have to think about how do you want your stitch to run. And so what I didn't want is I didn't want to do this one and then have a jump to here and so on and so forth. So I think what I did is I started up here. I went this way and this way. And then actually I went this way, then this way. Nope. I went this way. Then I did a run stitch under where the front of the bow is going to be. And then went this way. And then somehow I got to this guy. And that's one motion. And I had to end here so I could go up and do this. And I did a little run stitch that's hidden under the arm and then did this. So instead of having cuts and trims and tons of tie-offs, I just have, for the bow and arrow, I have one tie in, one tie off. Because it's one fluid motion. And I learned so much figuring out how to do that after watching a lot of videos. So anyway, I have to cut a circle like the top of a bucket hat. Okay, so it's not gonna, I think I'm gonna cut a rectangle. I think. I'm just gonna wing it. Let me see. Thank Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is figure out how to make a fabric basket that's wider, short, and instead of boxing out the bottom, I think I'm going to cut a separate bottom and sew it on all the way around. It's not really the way I wanted to do it, but I didn't think about this issue of how to box those corners. And if I had scrap fabric, I would probably try to do it differently. Let me think here. So that folds under. So if I want it that wide, let me think here. I would add 2 inches that goes under it that way. So what we're gonna have to add 2 inches. We're gonna try this because I don't want to sew it separately. So 3.5 inches tall. I want it 2 more inches tall, plus another 1/4 inch for the bottom seam allowance. So we're adding 2 1/4. So we're doing 5 3/4. We're going to cut our fabric at 9.5 by 5 3/4. Let's do it. No, Evelyn, I'm trying to make a rectangle versus like when you cut out the corners to box your corners, if you're cutting out squares out of your corners, whether it's a big square to make it shorter and squattier or a tiny square to make it taller and narrower, it's still going to be a square bottom, and I need a rectangle bottom. So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Let's see. Where C equals cutout, D equals depth, the desired size of the box, or where C equals cutout, D equals depth, the desired, I'm not following that, but it's going to be okay. All right. 9.5 by 5 3/4. 9.5 by 5 3/4. You know what? Let's laser it out. That's going to be much, much faster. So let's turn this on. And I am going to, because I love how sturdy they are when you use the fusible fleece. I'm going to use fusible fleece on this. All right. Welcome in, everyone. Whoops, I didn't know it moved. That's funny. I know, right? Just add to the sides. Yes, I'm going to add it to the side, but then I have to figure out, the biggest question is what size to cut out the corners, because I can't just cut a square out or the bottom of my thing will be square, which might be okay because like I said on this, you can still pull it out. It doesn't have to be straight sides. So I may just do that. Linda, I thought about doing a oval bottom, but I'd rather do a rectangle bottom. Okay, Geneva, can't you just round the corners instead of cutting them square? I might be able to do that. We're going to try that. Oh, thanks, Sharon. She says way behind on the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Jennifer, welcome in. Hey, Angel B, how are you doing? Hope you're having a great time on your cruise. It looks like you guys are. All right. Let's let that heat up. Let me turn on my laser. It is just going to be so fast to cut this on the laser. And it'll be fast. It'll be precise. I will still have to cut down my fusible fleece because I'm not putting my fusible fleece in the laser because I don't know if it's laser safe. Hey, T. Let's see. T signs and development. I might not have said that right. Hey, Jennifer, welcome. Okay, so let me go into my laser software and then I'll share my screen. Let me see, where's my screen share? Oh, that is not what I thought it was in there. Okay. Cut 2 matching fabric rectangles for the main body. Cut small equal squares out of the 2 bottom corners. Sew the side and bottom edges in. Evelyn, you're going to have to remind me of that in just a little bit. Oh, good. I'm glad you're recording. Okay. Like I said, I won't be able to see the comments really while I'm sharing my screen. Unless I look up there. I'll try to look up there. Okay, here's my screen. Now, where's my creative? There we go. Lift that up. And click on New Project. This is software for the Xtool lasers. I am using the Oh, I got something in there. I need to iron this before I put it in there. It's not flat at all. So let me go ahead, move this out of the way. Did you guys see my shirt over there? My 2027 senior shirt. This really isn't quite as hot as I'd like it, but it's going to settle this fabric down. It'll settle it down just fine. Then match the open corner seams together to create a flat boxy base. You set it perfect. Reads like designs in development mode. Okay, awesome. All right, let's put this in the laser. Now let's do one more little press. And since I'm doing a liner, I'm going to have to do 4 of these. Hopefully I have enough fabric for that. I should. Okay. All right, let's put this in. Oh, I'm getting an error message on that heat press. Great. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay, now let me see what I write down I wanted in the end. 9.5 by 5 3/4. So what I'm going to do is make a rectangle. I can't hardly see the rectangle. Let's make it a different color. Let's make it black. See if that shows up. Okay, that's better. So 9.5 by 5 3/4. Okay, so let's unlock this. Did I just lock it? 5.75 by 9.5. Now, is that going to fit? I think so. Let's just put it right over here. And then this is a close-up view. There's a second camera on the right by the laser head. And it moves with the laser head, so it gives you a really close-up view. Okay. So I can still move that over and up. The fabric pattern kind of ends right there, so I'm going to keep my cut down here. And then let's make a second one of those and move it over. And we'll just, let's go ahead and do a third one. And put it, whoops, what? Wikipedia, silly. Put it right here. Okay, let's move these two to the left. If I'm lucky, I don't know how much fabric is going to be left on that right side. If I'm lucky, I'll have enough. Okay, so I'm going to select all three of these, and I'm going to go up and pick my fabric. To cut fabric, I always pick this 1/77 inch. I think it's cardstock, but it's what I use. So we'll confirm that. And then right now it's set to score, which just means I get little lines drawn on it. This would engrave black on the whole thing, and then this cuts it out. So we are ready to hit process. And it's going to take 1:07 to cut all this. So let me go turn it on. I'll be right back. And then we're still going to have to cut one more square out. Hey, qualities. Let's see. Okay, I see ripped. Oh my goodness. Kristen. I'll read that here in a minute. One of my rectangle and then over and up. Hold on. You can see on my screen right here how many seconds are left. Let me turn on my filter. And there is not going to be enough material on that end to do one more, so I'll just turn it sideways. I'll turn the rectangle sideways and put it right below. So look at these. Oh, you can't see. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more of those. Let's say okay. And then let me find a good place for it. Can I get one more? I think I can get one more. Let me see if it truly will fit all the way down. Oh my goodness, I can get one more. Now the laser bed wasn't wide enough to do it all at one time. But I'm just going to cut this out a little bit larger than it needs to be. Okay. And then let's hit refresh. You're just going to see one small piece of fabric in there. And then let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And then this one. Oh, how do I rotate it without dragging it? I need to remember that. I don't remember that. You can just drag it, but if you want to have a very precise rotation, oh, there it is right there. So it showed it went 90. Perfect. And then we're going to do a close shot just right here, and then again at the top. That looks good. Let's take a picture up here. We'll do a close-up view. That looks good. I still have it on cut, and so let's go ahead and process that. And it's showing 25 seconds. Okay, now I have to remember how to stop sharing. There it is, stop sharing. Okay. So here's what it left, and here's the rectangle. So now let's go ahead and, oh no, why do I have an error? I need need to iron the stuff on the back of this. So I'm not dealing with that error right now. Usually when I get an error, I unplug it, I plug it back in, it works fine. But I have to crawl back behind there to do that. So let's get my little mini iron and we'll just use it. There you are. Okay, I have plug-ins on the back of my table. Actually, here we go. I have an extension cord right here that I'm going to use for my sewing machine. I can just use it for now. And here's my fusible fleece. This is a light fusible fleece. And then I have a couple of these wool pressing mats. My small one, it's the same stuff, but it was called a needle felting, or what's that stuff called? Felting pad. But it's the same thing. Hey, J Mama. Okay, let's see. Okay, my cut measurements were, now I'll remember. Here we go. My cut measurements were 9.5 by 5 3/4. All right, Tracy. Hey, Tuck, welcome. Tuck, we're just in here making up things as we go. Okay. So that's pretty hot. We have 4 pieces. And the thing about batiks is it's dyed through. I mean, it looks the same on both sides. At least this one does. And they're usually really rich, beautiful colors. And I cannot remember for the life of me how they're made and why they're called batiks, but they're gorgeous. Now, because I am worried that with heat, maybe some of that color would come through, I don't know. But because that just kind of crossed my mind, I'm going to put a piece of paper under the fabric when I do this. So does anybody know why they're called batiks and what that process is? There they are. Okay. So hopefully this part doesn't take too long. This could be a 2-part live. Could be a 2-part live. Now I don't want to get my iron on those glue dots. So first I'm just going to iron it down without getting all the way to the edge. I'll cut it out and then I'll press it just a little bit more. Hey, Up Designs. Hey, Mary. All right, there's one. Oh, one ring-a-dingy. Anybody know what that's from? What goofy show that's from? Thank you, Up Designs. I appreciate that. We are not going to worry about how any of these patterns match up. Not going to worry about it at all. Okay, batik is made by drawing or stamping wax on a cloth to prevent color absorption during the dyeing process. This creates a pattern negative when the wax is... Oh, okay. Yes, it was Lily Tomlin. on a goofy show that my parents made me watch every Sunday. Well, if I wanted to be in the room watching TV, that is. It was back in the day when you didn't have a TV in every room and you actually hung out together. Okay, let's do one more going this way and then I can fit one. I know you can't see it over there. Laugh in. What's funny is I think Laugh In and Hee Haw were back to back maybe. And I was actually thinking Hee Haw. I think it was Laugh In. I'm sure Hee Haw was worse than Laugh In. Oh my gosh. Living life on the dangerous side, putting it over that seam. Okay, 3 of them, and then the last one, I'm going to fit over here. And there's no color going through. No color going through at all. We're fine. Hey, Marianne. Okay, Kristen, do you mind retyping kind of what you were explaining to me? That is hot. Do you mind retyping what you were explaining to me about a rectangle bottom? And I'll read it and try to figure out what you're telling me. I don't always know the technical terms of everything. Okay. Let me see. Thank you, Jennifer. I'll tell you who I see fabric that this person uses, and it's always beautiful, and that's Robin's Creations. I love her color choices and her tastes and all that. If you didn't see on, what day was that, Monday? That wasn't all the way back to Monday, was it? I think it was. She did a live, and she took 4 of her quilt blocks that make up the word pray. I think it was Designs by Juju or Designs by Little B, I'm not sure. And she sewed them together, and she used those to make the front of a tote bag. I think I just got my iron on that. And they were really pretty. Really pretty colors. Okay, for my rectangle bottom, the one has a box corner of 1 inch by 1/2 inch. Okay, now I got to figure out which goes which way. I would assume that I know, but I can kind of pinch it together and see if I think I'm right. Because did your 1 inch go on the long side and your 1/2 inch on the short side? So it's going in the same direction as this? Or was it skinny and tall? Let me know. Oh, you're welcome, Robin. You always pick out such nice fabrics and faux leathers and all that for your projects. I always think one day when I grow up, I want to be a in the hoop person like Robin. Because she can do those pouches like nothing. I struggle. I had to, every single time I've done an in the hoop project that's a pouch, when I'm doing it on live, I have to have somebody else on there that understands how it all goes. Okay. Now we'll just keep cutting it this way. Nobody's in that big of a hurry. I was going to get my rotary cutter. I don't really like using my rotary cutter on fusible fleece because I think it dulls the blade. Okay, let's see. Hey, Patrice. Oh, hey, Marilyn. Every time she calls me, that's how when I say hey or hello or what you doing, oh, hey, Mare Bear. Like she didn't know she was calling me. Like it was a surprise. Hey, Lisa. Bonded Creations. I hope you're having a great time on the cruise. Okay, the shorter one was from the bottom up. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Kristen, I'm probably going to have to ask you again while I'll hold up a little piece of paper and I'll ask you if I have it the right way or not. And there's always a lag on live, and so I'll wait. I'll wait. But we'll be ready to do that here in just a minute. Now, what I wasn't going to do, and I did it anyway, I was not going to have the fusible fleece go all the way to the top. I was going to have it stop a 1/4 inch down at the top only. I do like to have the fusible fleece caught in the seams on the sides and the bottom because it gives so much more structure than just stitches going through your fabric, in my opinion. In my opinion. Okay. So 2 of these are going to be for my lining. 2 of these are going to be for the outside. And this is, I think, the first time I've ever done a bag where the inside and the outside are the same fabric. Should make it easy when you put one inside the other to do your final stitch around. I should not say that because watch, I'll mess up. Okay. Boy, it's like watching grass grow, watching me cut. Okay. Okay. Get those outsides melted down. I have thread all over the front of my shirt. It's going to be fine. Patrice, I got to show you my quilt block. So I know you're cruising and you're not going to be watching. So let me show it to you real quick right now so that you can see it. You know, I'm putting together quilt blocks for a Valentine's Day project for all the members to do a Zoom in January. Look at it. It's so cute. Oops, I lied. I have one more piece to cut. You guys, she probably can't even hear me because she's probably in a loud area. Thanks, Melody. Oh, thanks, Patrice. I am really excited to see your vlogging from this trip, Patrice. I'm not going to tell anybody, but she did something I've never done before, and I'm excited to see kind of what it looks like. Something I want to do. All right. So, let me think about this. Okay, so I'm going to stitch down the sides of these, and then I'll figure out how to box them after that, and I'll stitch down the sides of these. Alrighty. Now let's put you somewhere where I don't burn myself on you. There we go. Since my heat press isn't working, it can just be a holder. And then I need my cord. And we're going to see if this heavy duty machine really is heavy duty. I know that my old Singer that's old would easily handle this. I don't know if this new one will or not, but it should. It better. That's why I bought it. Well, I bought it because it's pink, to be honest. I've done zip lining, Gail. I'm not going to tell you what she did, but I've done zip lining. And I've done parasailing. I never, ever did the bungee cord thing. Brandy, have you done the bungee cord thing? Something about you makes me think maybe you do a bungee cord. They make you sign waivers for everything, Kristen. It's crazy. All right, so you guys, I found something. Now, my clips came in this, and I love putting things in this and putting them down in here. So I found some containers that's almost just like it. And so I have bobbins for one machine over here and bobbins for the other machine over there. And I'm going to find more things to put in those. And then they go down in baskets to be cute. Let's see. All right. I'm just going to clip on the sides so I can just sew straight down that way. I don't need clips where I'm going to be sewing so much. This is a very short distance, but I do still like to, clip it together. So now you can see my thread color. It goes great with the fabric. It does not go so great with, what's that stuff called? My chenillet. But it's going to be fun. You haven't done the bungee cord, but I have zip lined and snorkeled when you went to Mexico. I just knew I could see you jumping off something with a bungee cord. I cannot make myself do that. Okay, now I think that's going to be perfect right there. I honestly don't know that this is a 1/4 inch foot. Now, I was talking about Tracy Murray, who was on with Gail, and she was talking about her presser foot. That is more than a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to change my needle position to be that way. And now that's a 1/4 inch. It's a 1/4 inch. Let's turn it the other way though. Wait, do I want to sew like that or like that? Let's put it on the other side. Okay. Oh, no. Gosh, where's my brain? Alrighty. I know you guys can't see really very well. I'll show you what I'm doing. I should have shown you on that. But basically, I put 2 pretty sides together, and I'm sewing down both sides. And then I have to figure out, with Kristen's help, how my boxes go. Kristen, no pressure. No pressure, girl. Kind of got off my 1/4 inch, so that's okay. Not that big of a deal. Then there's a thread cutter over on the side of this thing, which I don't use very often, but it's kind of helpful. It's kind of helpful at times. Rachel, I'm having issues with my air conditioner again. So a little over a week ago, or about a week ago, oh, hold on. Do I look sweaty? I can't help it, Rachel. You guys don't care if I look sweaty, do you? If I'm willing to go on to YouTube sweaty. Oh, now you're going to make me go to the bathroom and look at myself. Okay, what was I saying? What was I saying? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what I was saying. Kristen, there is no pressure. If it doesn't turn out right, it's perfectly fine. No big deal. I think if I pinch it together, I can kind of figure it out. But let's go ahead and do this other one. Oh, air issues. Yes. So a little over a week ago, the air conditioner up here would not keep up. It would blow. It would, do all that. But the temperature wasn't keeping up with what I had the air set to. And so my husband diagnosed it as needing a new solenoid, which it did. So I went and bought the solenoid, and he put it in. He came home in the middle of the day to put it in so I could be up here working. And that's been over a week ago. But when I looked earlier, it was 2 degrees higher than what I had the thermostat set to. So now I'm like, oh no. But like we have an upstairs and a downstairs, and when we built the house, we put a separate unit up here and one downstairs, because we figured that someday when our kids are gone, we're not going to have to run the air up here. Well, that didn't work out so well because I'm up here all the time. But we had to have the other one charged with Freon or whatever it is these days. But he didn't think this one needed it. So I don't know. Hey, Sylvia. I'm hoping it does better. It was hot here today, so it's kind of hard to keep up, but it usually keeps up. And it's been hot before where it's kept up. Glowing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Glowing. Now you guys make a paranoid. Okay, Kristen, in a minute, I'm going to say, I should have sewed a little further down. It'll be fine. I'm going to say way 1 or way 2. And while I do that, after I ask you that, I'm running down to the restroom to wipe my face. Because apparently I need to. Apparently. And I want to see if the air conditioner's keeping up yet. All right. Rachel, you can probably help on this too. So, excuse me. Let me cut out a little template for my box corners. And I'm going to start by using an inch by a half inch. And an inch. Ooh, that's really small. How big was your basket, Kristen? I might need to go a little larger. Because that would be really small. What about 1 inch by 2 inch? Let me try 1 inch by 2 inch. No, 1 inch by 1.5 inches. There's 1.5 inches. And there's 1 inch. This isn't squared up, but it's representative. Okay. I should cut 2 of these. And I'll flip them on 2 different ways. Okay, you're paying attention. Good. I need you. I need you. Okay. And I'm going to put a number on each of these. And then before I cut, I'm going to pretend like I cut, kind of pinch it together and see what I think. For some reason, I'm not seeing this in my eye. I have to, I'm tactile. I can't just, I'm visual too, but I got to experience it. Okay. 1 or 2. Thank you, Rougie. I got them off of Amazon. Okay. Do you think it should be like paper number 1 or paper number 2? 1 or 2? Now, let me go to the restroom and wipe my face off. Oh, and I have a stain on my shirt. I'm not that bad. It's probably the glare of the light. Ouch. Okay, I'm getting 2 different responses here. Get 2 different responses. Okay, let me pretend. I'm getting more 2s than 1s. Let me pretend like I box this. I like how Donzel's voting. Donzel, do you sew? Ooh. I kind of like 1. Evelyn, thank you. If I do 2, I'm getting a whole lot of 2s. I think if I do 1, it's going to get too short. Let me see. Because I wanted it. Oh, I've lost my detailed information. Oh, okay, 3.5 tall. I love that, Donzel. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Okay, cut it from your circle that you made. Cut it from my circle. Like that. I'm going with one of these. I'm going with it. Okay. So that would be together like that. That would only make a 2-inch bottom if I do it this way. This would make a 3-inch. Well, plus a seam allowance. I think it's gonna have to be like 1. If I do it like 2, once I get rid of my seam allowance, it's only gonna be 1.5 inches wide. I think it might be 1. You guys, I think it might be 1. Let's just do it. It's not that big of a deal, right? Not that big of a deal. Okay. Hope I like it. Okay. We're going to sew one at a time. In case I have to bootleg something back together for the inside piece. I don't know what I like, Jessie. I don't know. I don't know which one will. I can't put it together which one will make it look the way I want it to look. I'm getting ready to find out. Oh, I was supposed to sew the bottom too. We'll do that here in a minute. Okay. That's right, Evelyn. It's only fabric and time and fleece. And if I have to go back to Marshall Dry Goods, get some more, okay. No, I still have plenty to make another basket. Okay, so I forgot to sew along the bottom. We're going to sew along the bottom. We're going to box this up and see how it turns out. Oh, I forgot to look at the thermostat to see if it's keeping up. I forgot. I think I just heard Tim coming home. He went on a bike ride at the lake with some friends after work. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now is when reality sets in. We see what it looks like. The deeper you make the corners, the deeper the base will be. Okay. Awesome. So I'm going to meet those up, and instead of having the seams separate or open, I'm going to push one way and one the other. I think that's going to be perfect. I didn't get that quite right. I think it's going to be perfect. Perfecto. So if I can't hold my fabric well. Okay. So I'm going to sew down to the middle and then pivot and then back up the side. Because when you box it, it kind of goes ink. love to see what it'd look the other way, like the other way, but not with this fabric because we're committed to this now. Okay. 50-mile-an-hour winds, raining like cats and dogs, lightning, thunder, ugh. Ugh. Hey, Shay Shay. Okay. Let's flip that way. Yeah. There we go. And whatever I flipped, oh, I need to reverse that. See, on this bond, I flipped it this way. So now I need to flip this one this way and the top piece the other way. Otherwise, your bottom's not going to lay, it's going to rock. I learned that the hard way. I am fine that it's not quite right. Am I? Whatever. Okay. Ooh, it's hot in here. And that air conditioner can't be keeping up. I think I got a video done today because I may not be up here for a while. All right, let's turn it out and see what it looks like. It's perfect. How perfect it is. Perfect. Now, where's my Danny glasses? Where did I put them? I don't know where I put them. This is why, oh, there they are. This is why I need a basket for them. Oh my goodness, look how perfect they fit in there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. So, I need to do the other one. There it is. Now I have to remember how I did it. I think I did it tall, right? I did it up and down. Kristen, it worked out perfectly. I went with wider than 1/2 inch by 1 inch because if I did 1/2 inch by 1 inch, it wasn't going to be wide enough at the bottom for what I was looking for. But we got the direction the right way for what I was, what I was trying to get. And I'm not being too picky about these corners. Guys, I don't think we're going to put the chenille on tonight. I'll just have to do that and show you what it looks like. I don't even know what my loop's going to be yet, but it's getting hot in here. Oh, okay, sew it. Sew it, Marilyn, sew it. I keep forgetting to sew it. I may just do part 2 next week, assuming the air conditioner gets fixed again. That someone would fix it for a week. See ya, Rougie. Thanks for watching. All right, so now we're going to do these. Boy. Did I do that? No, I did it the same way. I didn't cut it well. Okay. Good, Lisa. Okay, move those out of the way a little bit more. I don't know why this isn't going together quite the way I think it should. Whatever. Okay. I will definitely not be doing a video on this process. But we're making it work. I was thinking of something today to talk to you about. What was it? Has anybody ever had to give up salt before? I know that's a random question, but I think you get used to it when you do. Okay, so meet those up. Flip that way so it's the same as the other side. Oh, yes, Kristen. Just leave it on there. I probably should be using that one since this is not cross-threaded, woven, wound, whatever it's called, thread. Like the expensive thread, it's wound on the spool differently. Like I have Gutermann that's all cotton and it's wound on the way more expensive threads are wound on. This is Walmart thread. This is, you're getting it however we wind it on and it'll be fine. All right. So since there's really no inside and no outside, it probably doesn't matter which one goes in which, but what you have to do is you have to get, let me think about this. No, I need one of them the other way. Marilyn, why are you teaching in the other room to use your machine? Bring it closer. Okay. All right, so you have to put one that is pretty side out down inside the other one that's pretty side in. If one of these was a lining fabric, it still wouldn't matter because they can go either way. They can go either, like these are reversible. Let me get that. See, it doesn't matter if it's that way or if it's this way, they're reversible. And so, you know, sometimes you think they have to go a certain way, but because they're reversible, they really don't. But here's what we're going to do. We are going to sew almost all the way around, but on the back side, which could either be here or back here, I'm going to leave a gap, maybe a 2-inch gap, because I'm going to flip it right side out. Then I will put my loop down in there, and then let me think about this. Yes, I'll flip it inside out, tuck in the fabric, put my loop in there, sew it up, and I'll be done. But I don't have a loop yet. And because when I flip this out, I want to do a top stitch, and I want my top stitch to catch everything. On this top, I'm going to use more like a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And hopefully they meet up in the right place. It's going to be close enough. Yes, I'm not putting my loop in yet, Kristen. I'm going to wait till I flip it and then tuck the bottom of the loop down in. I know that's not how everybody does it, but it's going to be fine, I think. Yeah, I think so. I could just baste it into place now and go around with the one, but this isn't holding heavy duty stuff. All right, so I'm gonna leave about that big of an opening. And I want about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Let's take off this little thingy. Oops, not set it in the trash can in case somebody else decides to come into my trash. There, Rachel, I got it near me. And I am going to do a back stitch because as I'm turning it, you know, I'm going to put a little bit of force on it. Okay. One thing about using these clips is sometimes they can get kind of stuck underneath your machine as you're trying to pull your fabric around. Okay, machine's doing a good job. Ooh, I got a crazy driver there. Yes, I just need something to keep those glasses near me. This is not perfection. That's gonna be pretty. Let's see. A little further, a little back stitch. Okay. I know I am dense. I'm gonna have a lot of them. Whoops. Okay. So I sewed all the way around except for a little 3-inch opening. So now we're just gonna flip our basket. Did I do that right? I think I did. I think I did. How are you liking your... I like it, Kristen. I haven't put it through its pieces enough yet, but what I've used it for, I've really enjoyed it. I love that it has the offset needle position. Okay, so here's what they look like when you turn them. And then you're like, oh no. And then you just tuck one side into the other. So let me see if I have a preference on which one's the outside. I don't really think I do. I know on one of these I came close to not catching everything. If I knew where that was, I would have that be the liner. That looks pretty good. But this looks good too. And once I top stitch it, Well, could I still reverse it once I get the loop in there? No. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Let's just push this one down inside. Okay. This is perfect. Perfectly functional. It's perfect for what I wanted it for. Okay, let's get all that smoothed out in there. Here's my opening back here. So now the last step, see, I did about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I tried to. I did more than a 1/4 inch. I'd say it's a 1/3. So you flip that in like that, and then we're going to have to put our loop down in there. And then this isn't very stable. I should have used more. I should have used heavier stuff maybe. It's going to do what I need it to do, but it's not as stable as these. Probably because it's not square. I don't know. But at this point, I would pull all of that up so that the seams at the very top, I iron it all down. I need to make my loop yet. And then put the loop in and top stitch it. Maybe I'll double top stitch it to get 2 rows of stitches through the loop. Or this is the back. I can have the loop go further down in and just tack across here. That's probably what I'll do. But I think that for tonight, because this air conditioner's not working right, it's blowing, but it's not blowing cold. I think that's where we're going to stop because I've been on over an hour and a half. Let's see. What if you top stitch along the sides to give it a little more structure? That might work. Or even stitch in the ditch on the sides. Or even, before I sew it shut, flip it back out and try to add some type of structure to it. But, because that's how it's going to hang. It's going to hang kind of down like that. You have to think about it. Maybe put some type of structure up in here. I'm not sure. Now, I know it's a great size, but I feel like it's, you know, I don't know. Maybe another thing I could do instead of doing 1 loop is do 2 tabs. This was the other way I was thinking about making. I talked about at the beginning. Do 2 tabs. Let me think. 2 tabs that go over. No, that wouldn't hang well. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I feel like it needs to be stronger. If you guys think of a way to make it stronger now that I've already sewn it all together, leave a comment under the video, not in the chat section, but under the video, and let me know what you would do. Could I shove some cardboard up on the, oh, I could. Ooh, I think maybe putting something that's strong across these ends in there and somehow fusing it to it. Or you don't even have to fuse it to it. As long as it's strong, it's not going to allow it to bow so much. I don't know. Leave me a comment under the video. Like I said, not in the chat, under the video. But it's a great size. I'm just not thrilled with the structure of it yet. But it's a good size. All right. So let me show you. We'll probably finish this next Thursday. Let me show you. I did this design, and it's out there on a video, and I think it turned out really nice. It is in my store, makingwithmarilyn.com, which I only have like 4 things in so far. It's not in Etsy, it's in makingwithmarilyn.com. Check it out if you're interested. And then channel members, I will be sending out this file within the next few days. I want to try just a couple more things before I send it out, and then it's too late to retract it. And I'll probably do them in 4x4, 5x5, and 6x6. And I'll do them in DES, PS, not PES, PES, DST, PES, HUS. There's like 3 more that I do. I don't remember what they are, but I do them. And so if you're a channel member and you get it and you're like, none of these extensions work for me, just let me know, because I can change it to your extension super fast. But what I'll be doing is every couple weeks putting one of those out for whoever's a member at that time. And then I'll have them all done by December. I think I'm going to do 9 in case you want to do a 3x3. And then in January, we'll do a Zoom and stitch them all together. That'll be fun. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. Oh, thanks, Debs. Thanks. I've had it for a while. Look at that hair. I've had it for a while. I just, I know how to do Etsy, and it's harder to do on my website, but I'm learning. Patrice has helped me some. I used a guy through WordPress, and he's been on with me a couple times, and so it's getting there. But I need to move over all my products to try to get them. I'll leave them on Etsy, but I'm hoping people buy them off the website, because I got a lot of money to make up from the website to pay for the website. Okay, and then next Thursday, after we fix it, how we're going to fix it, we can put this chenille around the top, and we'll do it then. So, thank you. Oh, Eve. Thank you. I have a bell over here, but ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Who got those memberships? Let me see if I can see. Thank you, Eve. And all the quilt blocks will be, love related. Let's see. Where am I? Okay. Why did I end it? No. I don't want to start at the beginning. Okay, let's see. Who got it? Purple Unicorn, welcome. Tamika, welcome. Stacy Stevens, welcome. The other Christina, welcome. And Mrs. Diamond, welcome. Thank you so much, Eve. Thank you. All right. I will be back next Thursday, 6:30 Central. Hopefully my air conditioner is working by then. And I guess that's it. If you are not up on your health screenings, think about it. If you need that mammogram or whatever, think about it. It could save your life. All right. I'll see you guys next week. And between now and then, I will have a video that comes out on stitching out one of those Cupid designs. All right. I'll see you guys later. Everybody on the crew.